for joining me today. Today I'll be practicing Lesson 45 from A Course in Miracles. Lesson 45 is, God is the mind with which I think. God is the mind with which I think. Today's idea holds the key to what your real thoughts are. They are nothing that you think, just as nothing that you think you see is related to vision in any way. There is no relationship between what is real and what you think is real. Nothing that you think or your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any respect. Nothing that you think you see bears any resemblance to what vision will show you. You think with the mind of God, therefore you share your thoughts with Him as He shares His with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. Nor do the thoughts you think with the mind of God leave your mind, because thoughts do not leave their source. Therefore your thoughts are in the mind of God as you are. They are in your mind as well, where He is. As you are part of His mind, so are your thoughts part of His mind. Where then are your real thoughts? Today we will attempt to reach them. We will have to look for them in your mind because that is where they are. They must still be there because they cannot have left their source. What is thought by the mind of God is eternal, being part of creation. So we're going to practice for 3 to 5 minutes. It's going to take the same form as yesterday's or Lesson 44's practice. We will deny the world in favor of truth. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. We will also try to understand that only what God would have us do is what we want to do. And we will also try to remember that we cannot fail in doing what He would have us do. There is every reason to feel confident that we will succeed today. It is the will of God. Okay. We're going to begin repeating the idea for the day, then thinking of a few relevant thoughts of our own while keeping the idea in our mind. We're going to add 4 or 5 of our own thoughts that are similar or kind of keep going with the idea of today. And then we're going to say, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. So, under all the senseless thoughts and mad ideas with which you've cluttered up your mind are the thoughts that you thought with God in the beginning. They are there in your mind now, completely unchanged. They will always be in your mind, exactly as they always were. Everything you have thought since then will change, but the foundation on which it rests is wholly changeless. It is this foundation toward which the exercises for today are directed. Here is your mind joined with the mind of God. Here are your thoughts one with His. For this kind of practice, only one thing is necessary. Approach it as you would an altar dedicated in heaven to God the Father and to God the Son. For such is the place you're trying to reach. You will probably be unable as yet to realize how high you're trying to go. Yet even with the little understanding you have already gained, you should be able to remind yourself that this is no idle game, but an exercise in holiness and an attempt to reach the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so we're gonna begin with closing our eyes. So let's close our eyes together. We're gonna repeat today's idea. You take a breath in first, a nice deep breath in, and then a breath out. Go ahead and repeat that again. Take a nice deep breath in, and a breath out. Notice if you're tight anywhere in your body and just let it relax. slowly breathing in and out again. Then we're going to repeat the idea, which is, God is the mind with which I think. God is the mind with which I think. I can only think with God because I haven't left God. I can't leave my source. I am in the mind that thought me because that mind hasn't forgotten me and could never forget me. And that part of me that's God is in my mind as well, just as I am in the mind of God. God is the mind with which I think. There's a place in our minds where we are aware of each other and where we think together. And then add a few thoughts of your own that go along with the idea. God is the mind with which I think. And then we're going to say, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. My real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. My real thoughts that are the foundation of everything, that have always been there in the beginning. And the imagery we were given was that what we're doing is like approaching an altar for God, a very holy altar within our mind that we share with God. Maybe you see white lilies on the altar. Maybe you see something so loving and beautiful that represents the sacredness and the holiness of life itself, what you are, what spirit is. Allow the images to come to you, the holy beautiful, light-filled images. And welcome them into your moment. And maybe say thank you. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for this time of this practice. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. No rush. And just so much gratitude for this practice, for the presence of whoever's here, and thanks for joining me. It says to, in the shorter practice periods for today, try to remember how important it is to understand the holiness of the mind that thinks with God, how important it is to you to understand the holiness. Just take a few minutes throughout the day to appreciate your mind's holiness, and stand aside, however briefly, from all thoughts that are unworthy of Him whose host you are. Thanks for joining me. Wishing you so much love. Take care.